What's up, guys? This is Joey from Krav Maga XD. Today, coming from my office in the car. No, I'm actually at Starbucks, and I was waiting for somebody, and it was taking too long. So I decided to come to the car and chill in here because I got the dog. I got the Youngster taking a nap down here. Hey, what's up? You're famous. He's like, shut up. All right, so we get asked questions all the time where, well, before I forget, don't forget, if you want to try the class, just go to kravclass.com. But we have students that come in and they train all the time and they're really good. But, you know, sometimes they ask, hey, what can I do outside of the school, outside of training regularly to get better faster? And one of the things that we do that really does make you get better faster is mental training. Now, there's lots of different kinds of mental training. There's visualization, there's meditation, there's different kinds of art forms and all that, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to get too into that stuff. Realistically, there's two things, in my opinion, that make you better at fighting and Krav Maga and self-defense in general. One is meditation. I think that's really good for you and your body and everything. But the other one is visualization techniques. And a lot of different practices use this, and we use it in a little bit different of an extreme. And I'm going to go over that with you in just a second. Okay, so basically, our students come to us because they want to learn self-defense and they want to be prepared for worst-case scenarios. And there are people that understand that bad things could happen, and so they just want to be prepared for that. And that's really cool. I love that. In fact, I resonate with that. That's why I do this too. And what's cool is that it makes them feel more confident because they understand that something bad can happen, so they want to be prepared for the worst so they can protect themselves and their family and their loved ones. And that's one of the things, that's one of the biggest characteristics of all of our students. And I love that. That's something that's really great. Now, back to the visualization technique. So the point is, sorry, I'm trying to get the phone so my arm doesn't hurt. Don't have my selfie stick. How this works is this. The point of it is to visualize the worst case scenario, then visualize the best case scenario, and all the scenarios in between. So you have a couple different timelines, and it depends on you how many you want to do and how much time you have. And what's going to happen is your brain and your synapses and your imagination, everything that you have inside this thing will start to train on what to do in each situation, and it helps you act faster, which is awesome. So it shortens your reaction and your freeze time. So a lot of times people freeze because they're so frozen in fear and they've never seen the thing happen before, and it shocks them. So if something's never happened to you, your brain doesn't know how to register that. And that is one of the reasons why visualization techniques help you, because technically it's happened to you. Maybe not physically, but mentally it's happened, and you can now react to it. And then, like I said, shortens your reaction time. It helps you just be better prepared. Helps you actually enables you and empowers you to act as well. Because once you understand what we're doing, if you imagine a worst case situation and in between, your brain doesn't want that to happen. So you may act sooner than you would have if you've never imagined this before. Now, the reason why I've thought about this today is because I'm at Starbucks, and I usually do this drill when I'm at Starbucks, which is kind of funny and weird at the same time, kind of creepy maybe, or scary. But here's how it works. I'm going to walk you through it. I'm not going to go through a full setup where we're going to talk in very detail about each scenario, but we're going to talk about the gist and summary of it. So step one, when you're in a place where you can have some time, all you need to do is visualize yourself standing there. So I was just in Starbucks, it's right behind me. I don't know if you can see it. And what I did was I was sitting there in line, and this guy came in who's really weird, like super like talking to himself. So you can tell there's something, he's got issues. And so what I did is I imagined, what if that guy just came in here, pulled out a knife, and just started hacking at people, and just started killing people, like right in front of me. And like, what would happen if I froze and I didn't do anything? And then he killed the next person. Then he came to me and then started stabbing me in the chest, and I fell to the ground. And like, that is the worst case scenario. And I imagined that, like, just really quickly. It took me like 5-6 seconds just to imagine that scenario happening and losing, and just absolute worst case. Obviously, you never want that to happen. That's the whole point of this drill. So then you step back, and then you do round two. The next round, you're still going to lose, but maybe you don't die. So now the guy comes in, he starts stabbing people in the Starbucks, and then all of a sudden he turns to you, he stabs you one time, you're like, oh God, and then you punch him, and then he kind of stumbles away, and then he runs out, and that's it. Like, still not the greatest situation or great scenario. You didn't do anything, the guy came to you, luckily you reacted at the last second, and you ended up being okay, but not that great. So that's round 2. Round 3, we're going to be a little bit better this time. So he comes in, stabs people are dying, and then all of a sudden you act, and you stop the guy, you hit him, you do all that stuff, and he runs away. So you just protected yourself, and you defended yourself, and you were able to get out alive. That's awesome, good job. But still, people are dying. So it's still not the best case scenario, just a better one than the one before. Let's go on Cristiano. Now, the next situation, so this is now on round 4, I think. The guy comes in, stabs the first person, and now you jump in before he gets to the next person, and you react. Maybe you jump in, you kick him in the chest, he flies against the wall, knife flies out of his hand, people are cheering, he runs away, whatever. Still pretty good. Okay, now the next situation, round 5, I guess we're at. I can't remember now. He walks in, he pulls his knife out, you see it, you run over, you stop him, you hit him, you put him to the ground, you tie his hand behind his back, cops come, arrest him, someone has it on YouTube, they watched it already, and then you're going viral, you're famous. So then you can start seeing the different levels here. So now we went from worst case scenario for, dude, the guy came in, stabbed, killed people, killed you. Then we went to medium scenarios. Then we went all the way to the best case scenario. Well, I guess the best case scenario is that the person would never even come in, but that's not the drill. So the drill is to best case scenario where you actually win. So that is the mental training visualization technique that we use. And it helps a lot. It reminds me of a study. I can't remember. I think it's in the book called Influence, where they did a study of people playing basketball. And what they did is there's 3 control groups. Control group number 1, say control group A, control group B, and control group C. They're all shooting basketball hoops, and they got scored on their average shots, how many average shots they would make. Then what they did, I think it was a full day, a full 24 hours or so. And what they did is control group A practice live. So they'd actually go into the gym, and they were practicing all day long, just shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting. Control group B was, they basically did visualization techniques. They actually went into a classroom, sat down, visualized that they're shooting the ball and making it. Every time, visualizing, shooting the ball and making it. Control group C, they didn't do anything. So they just let them go. When they came back and shot, you probably have guessed this big plot, the control group B actually had a better average. Just because they've mental trained and visualized, and their brain, the synapse, everything just worked better and actually made shots because they visualized winning. In the other group, control group A, even though they had the repetition with their body, they were missing all the time. So they're getting used to missing too. They're getting used to making. They actually did the second best. And then, of course, the people that didn't do any training, they did the worst. What this is it's tying back into our regular, what I'm talking about, the mental training. So it's not always about physical training. You can still train outside of the school, and you can still have great results. That's the best part. So check that out. Try it out. Next time you go to Starbucks or you have anywhere that you're waiting, sit down for a minute, do a little quick 30-second, 1 minute long visualization drill, the what I just walked you through. Let's just do 5 phases and have some fun with it. It is kind of fun, to be honest with you. It's kind of weird that I think that's fun, but it is. And that's it. So it's super simple. So step 1, try it. Visualize stuff. Step 2, I want you to really go to the extreme, and it's kind of hard. Go to really like the darkest, worst case scenario to the best case scenario. So that way your brain can really go through both of them, okay? All right, guys, that's it for today. If you have any questions, let us know. Hey, what's going on, Jamie? What's going on, Chris? See you guys. Cristiano from Argentina. That's where I met you guys. Besides that, though, have a great rest of your day. And if you want to try the class, go to kravclass.com.